chance. Good luck.
You're the best. Simply the best.
In life. In life.
My name is Alice Jongerius.
My name.
Okay, let's go.
Did you ask? Yes? Ah, okay, perfect.
My phone, they don't record it. It's okay.
Perfect, thanks.
Okay. Your start.
Maybe I'll just
Yeah.
do I'll do a couple of technical sentences and it will bring people and then you can go on, yeah?
Okay.
Where's my things? Oh,
Here, they changed so they
Yeah,
could
good,
sit there
thank
over
you.
there. I feel a bit.
So we'll be starting again. I'll just do a technical here to get your attention and to signal to the people outside that they should also join us in the room because we'll continue now with another plenary session. I hope that you've been enjoying this so far. There's a lot of energy and a lot of buzz. I'm pretty sure that I don't have to say it to this lineup of speakers, but I have to say it anyway, and it applies to all the speakers after me as well. Please just take care to speak really slow. Use words that are easy to understand, and please also remember that there are quite a few people in the room who don't speak either Italian or English, and they rely on their support persons to translate for them. So, yeah, it's important to speak quite slowly and to make room for the interpretation to be able to do all that. One more technical thing for the people in charge of the interpretation transmitters. I don't know if it's possible, but if you could increase the volume a little bit because it's quite low compared to the volume in the room, and people listening on the transmitters then struggle hearing what's being said. Having done all of that as technical things, I am handing over to the panelists of the next session.
Let's go.
Yeah, cheer, cheer, cheer. So, buongiorno tutti. Quante persone? Più di 500 di noi, uniti qui per ascoltare e imparare. Now you'll be pleased to know I'll continue in English. I'm delighted to be part of this 21st European Action Conference. My name is Maureen Pigott. I was president in 2015 when ANFAS hosted us in Rome. Our session is called What's Ahead of Us? So I'll start by asking my co-presenters to introduce themselves.
Welcome, everyone. My name is Alice Jongerius. I'm working for Vereniging LFB, and I am director from LFB.
Thank you.
Hello to everybody. I am Maria Cristina Schieratti, and I am a member of the Board of Inclusion Europe. And I'm really very happy to welcome you here in Vicenza after 10 years. I was in Rome too at that time, and it was fantastic, but it's much more fantastic today as things have had a good evolution in these 10 years. So please, Maureen, I leave you the...
Thank you, Maria Cristina. Our session is called What's Ahead of Us? And in the best person-centered planning practice, we start with the past, the conference in Rome. We will move on through the present and anticipate and plan for the future. I have very fond memories of our conference in Rome. Among them are a beautiful piece of ceramic art which hangs above my desk at home. And I was very pleased to hear the invitation for us to visit the exhibition that ANFAS has organized so that we will be able to see the new work of the artists throughout Italy. So do visit and see for yourself. The memories I have of Rome was of a conference with lively discussion, rich in ideas, lots of conversations, some disagreements, but that's good. Good Italian food, music, and can you believe it? Dancing the tarantella with Roberto Speziale. Now that was a very special conference.
I remember that too.
In Rome, our focus was on self-advocacy. So after the presentations, the serious discussions, and lots of people speaking up for themselves, we agreed the Rome Declaration. The Rome Declaration was a promise to make the voices of people with intellectual disability heard at home, in school, in the municipalities, the regions, all the countries, the EU and the UN, everywhere that decisions are made that affect everyday life. So at this conference, our job is to check ourselves. What progress have we made, and where do we go from here? We took that declaration away, and each of us worked on it in different ways. We will hear in the next few days some of the achievements. Some international high points I'd like to highlight are that Robert Martin, a self-advocate from New Zealand, became the first person with an intellectual disability to be appointed to the UN Committee on the Rights of Persons with Disability. And just this month, in Cyprus, 2 European self-advocates made history when they were elected to the board of EDF, the European Platform of People, European Forum, getting my organizations mixed up, European Forum of People with Disability. Joachim Busch from Germany was nominated by his national council. So for the next 4 years, he will be the person representing all disabled people in Germany. Now that's very significant. Sophia Lamrani, and I see Sofiane down the front. Wave there, Sofiane. Let us all see you. Sofiane was elected representing Inclusion Europe and won the most votes in a very competitive field of people from all the European NGOs. And here in Italy, not to be outdone, ANFAS has achieved the establishment of PM, a national platform of self-advocates, now becoming part of EPSA and the wider European movement of people with intellectual disability. Let's be proud of the progress we've made since Rome, and let's wish them the good luck for the job ahead. Bocco di lupo.
In bocca al lupo.
In bocca al lupo. So now let me invite Alice to welcome you and share what brings her here.
It's very wonderful to be here in Italy with so many people. It's incredibly good to be able to have this conference together. I have come here because belief in advocacy is a very important theme. It's incredibly important that we are sharing our own interest and choice of other people with disabilities here these days. Self-advocacy is a very important thema here during these days and will therefore be central to many aspects.
Thank you, Ellis. Now, in the first draft for this session that I was given, this was called the big speech. Now, you'll be very pleased to know it's not going to be a big speech. And in fact, we want you to join in. So, Ellis, can I ask you to start us off? And let's get everybody working. Shall we take?
Okay, this one is on.
Yes.
Okay, this one is on
This,
too.
we said we are happy to be here. Are you happy to be here? Louder! More! Yes, that's good. Look at who is here. There are self-advocates, family members, professionals, people from all across Europe in this or community.
This is our community. We are
Our community. Now, deze. Die. We want to play a game together. Do you know the game bingo? Can you that? The glory of Vicente. En nu moet ik de vragen.
Can we have our bingo card, please? Bingo master.
Trying, but
Wie is the first person with bingo? Oh yeah, this is pen.
we need to go back to the other presentation from this computer, whoever's in charge.
There's always a technical hitch.
And your a bad bingo is your song or podium.
Okay, the questions are there.
Yes.
Also there, Maureen, also there. You can
Here too.
have the questions there.
There, that's much easier. Okay.
Okay. Who come by plane?
Who came by plane? Lift the hand up.
Ik ook.
And train, and car, and foot. Oh, and boat. I was in Venice.
Who likes to?
Concert. That was supposed to be concert.
We likes going to concert.
Who likes going to go? A chi piace andare ai concerti?
We got rid of the word completely.
We've got a very concert-going audience here. That's great.
Who doesn't?
Who does not?
Who does not live in Italy?
Chi non vive in Italia?
Quite a lot.
Quite a lot.
Ja.
Can I ask who lives in Italy? Chi vive in Italia?
Oh.
Oh, lucky
Now I'm
people.
happy.
Who likes reading books?
A chi piace leggere I libri? Good.
Who likes cooking dinner?
A chi piace
Eat.
preparare la cena? Who likes cooking? And that's all, because we cook in the morning, at lunch, and at dinner, not only for dinner.
That's why Italians are so well known for their food, because you like cooking. I'm a bit iffy. I like the Italians cooking for me.
Who likes eating dinner?
Yeah. And drink.
Oh, yes. Cocktails. Not only cocktails, wine.
Right, have we another bingo card? All right, well, there you are, you've done it. Bingo! Give yourselves a hand of applause. Thank you, Ellis.
Can we ask the people why they are here?
We're doing that right now. Thank you, Christina.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. So now we want you to talk to each other. Ellis, can you give people
What brings you here to this conference?
Che cosa vi ha portato a questa conferenza?
So talk to the people beside you and find out
Chiedetelo al vostro vicino,
what brings you
magari
here
a quello che è dietro che non sa, che non conoscete.
and what do you want to get out of this conference? What do you hope for?
Oh.
5 minutes. Oh, people have got a lot to say. This is very encouraging.
Yes, it's kind. Do you want me to go downstairs and ask people to answer?
En dan deze is de tweede. Ja, dus hier zit één.
Just a few.
Just a few. Okay. I'm going down to answer.
Nou stelt, dan kan je dit antwoorden. Ja.
Ja, no.
En op deze vraag is dit jouw antwoord. Ja. Zal ik die andere kaartjes even? Ja.
Vengo a interrogarvi. Vengo a interrogarvi, giustamente vi abbiamo fatto una domanda. Vediamo a chi lo chiedo. No, qua passiamo, sono troppo bravi. A questi non lo chiediamo perché sono troppo bravi. Vediamo.
A microphone so we can talk here.
Ja.
Voi da dove? Italiani? Hello, no, you're not from. Where are you coming from? Finland. What brings you here? Why are you here?
We are here for meeting
ask you the
people,
question.
and Ida is going to tell everybody about her life, independent life, with personal
Maybe we ask the
assistance.
next one because we're going to run out of time. So I'll ask you that one.
Wow,
And you ask me that one.
it's a bookmark. That's for me. I can scan. Okay, thank you. That's for me. Thank you very much. Yes, thank you very much. Adesso volevo chiederlo in italiano però, perché... Vediamo. Perché non trovo italiani qua? A te lo chiedo. Perché sei qui? Aspetta che vengo. Che fatica. Certo che c'entri. Perché sei qui? Come sei? Perché sei qui?
Perché qua Gemelli,
Vengo da Villa Ginelli.
Ah, vieni da Villa Ginelli.
sì,
Da Rapallo.
la
che è
ballo,
Liguria.
sì,
Venuta a vedere un po' cosa dice perché lui è un autorappresentante.
Lo so che è un
so,
autorappresentante, lo so.
Per sapere un po' cosa succede in Europa.
Tu sei autorappresentante a Villa Gemelli del vostro gruppo? Benissimo. Presto vi vedrete in video per decidere cosa dovrete fare nel futuro. Is there someone else? Who is interested? Arrivo. Ci vuol tempo, non sono così veloce io. Ma arrivo. I'm coming. Sì, magari se può. Grazie. Se può dare-
Cosa vi porta qui?
Per i nostri diritti.
Lei anche, ok. Perché sei qui?
Sono qui perché, come ha detto il garante sulla disabilità,
noi non dobbiamo essere inclusivi, ma siamo già inclusivi, però dobbiamo lottare di più per i nostri diritti.
Posso dirlo? Non potevi dirlo meglio, grazie. Anche a te.
Allora, io sono qui per cercare di fare un'esperienza nuova. Sono qui per cercare di portare nella vita di noi disabili qualcosa di nuovo, e sono qui perché ho studiato tanto riguardo le leggi sull'inclusione e la disabilità.
Grazie mille. L'ultimo però, perché mi stanno già sgridando che vi faccio prendere l'ultimo, se no mi succede.
Perché non vogliamo che noi ragazzi con disabilità veniamo esclusi anche se siamo ragazzi con disabilità, ma non vogliamo essere esclusi per nessuna ragione, perché se no ci facciamo sentire e urliamo la nostra voce per tutti quelli che non ne hanno mai.
Bravissima, let's go on. Però posso dirti una cosa? Noi siamo tutti ragazzi, il con disabilità, dimenticalo. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. That sounds like everybody learned something. Ellis, what brought you to this conference?
I find it very important to share my own experience with other people here. And I also enjoy the meeting, each other, and learn from the other.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
A question to ask you, Maureen. What do you hope to get out of these 3 days?
Thank you, Ellis. I've been thinking about that. What I want to listen for the new ideas that are taking hold, things that are making a difference, whether it's just in one family or in a school or bigger changes in laws, the things that really matter and make a difference. I've seen in my time with Inclusion Europe, which is since 2004, I think, how ideas have caught hold like a little flame and spread, like the concept of legal capacity. That started at a conference in Warsaw, and it became general comment, it became legal capacity, Article 12, and the general comment number 1, critical issue. I also hope that we will come out of this feeling that strength from being a movement and a stronger resolve and some good practical ideas for how we can make our movement stronger. So those are my hopes. Thank you for sharing yours, and I look forward to hearing more of them as we go through the conference.
Thank you.
Do we know from how many countries people are here? How many countries are represented here? Do we know? 55. 55. Fantastic. So
55,
each
wow.
of you
That's
will
impressive.
be able to meet people from 55 European countries. So we'll get much more rich after this meeting.
Possibly even beyond Europe if there are 55. That's brilliant. That's wonderful news.
So it would be good if each of us could meet at least 2 or 3 people from different countries to have a good change of ideas and of good practices, because I'm sure that there are good practices everywhere in Europe, really very everywhere.
Very much so. So we need to help each other to have those conversations, because we have language barriers. And maybe Google or somebody else can help with the translation too. So let's not let language get in the way.
Yes,
Thank you,
but
Maria.
in fact, language is not a barrier, because we have other way to communicate.
Sure.
So I'm sure they won't have any problem in communicating.
You're very right. Okay.
Okay. The real value of this conference is not just in the sessions, it's in the conversations, in the quarters, at lunch, and the evenings. Get to know people, ask about their work, share yours. There will be plenaire sessions like this. There will be workshops with speakers about different topics and examples. During the whole conference, you can share your experience and your views. We make this conference a success together.
Of course we will.
Of course. Everything we discuss over the days, we will bring together on the final morning. We want to leave Vicenza with shared messages and shared energy.
Absolutely. Couldn't be said better. So now should we talk about the conference topics?
I believe that should be many more opportunities in vocational education for people with disabilities. People with disabilities in education need to be supported much earlier and better for the future. It's also important that much more tailored support can be offered in vocational education and practical training. There also needs to be more knowledge and tools for teachers. It's very important that we all meet each other in one and the same school and can grow up and learn from one another. It's also much easier to make friends. You're my friends.
Alice and I have worked on education issues in the past. Alice came with Inclusion Europe to Geneva to make the case to the committee and to present the research Inclusion Europe had done on progress and some lack of progress.
We work for self-advocates, for more power, more force from the self-advocates, and the power by work, and will be ook self-advocates pay work.
Absolutely, very important. Maria, Christina, are there particular topics that you're interested in?
I'm certainly interested in work, because in my opinion, work is the first thing that everyone should have, paid work, as Alice said. And the second thing I think we have to work, it's on living, independent living, which is, in my opinion, the second very important point. Then, of course, education, everything, but that's what my boys and girls ask me. A good work, a good job, and where to live.
And Maureen, you have been working on the right for people to choose where they live, but you have learned about how to make that a reality for for more people.
Thank you for the question, Alice, and it follows on from what Maria Cristina was saying, the importance of independent living. And you ask me what I've learned. Well, I start from my own story, and I think there's a point in comparing my story with the experience of most people with intellectual disability and asking, why is it different, and how do we make sure that it's no longer that different in the future? So my story, I left school when I was only 17 and went away from home to study. Now, that was not a foregone conclusion. We lived 350 kilometers from the nearest big town, and my parents were terrified of what I might get up to if I left home, a naive, convent-educated country girl going to Durban and living on her own. They wanted me to stay home, get a job, grow up a bit, get older. When I wasn't terribly happy with that idea, and there were lots more conversations, they then suggested they would find a residence run by nuns who could look after me while I went to college. I wasn't mad keen on that idea either. And the third suggestion was I move in with my aunt and her family, because I'm a South African, and they lived in Durban, which is where I was going to study. So I could move in with my lovely aunt and uncle and their 2 children. But that wasn't really very practical. Finally, I went to a women's residence at the university where I was going to study. So my first move away from home, you might say, was to an institution. It certainly had some of the characteristics of an institution, but I was free to leave, and in time I did. My next move was into an apartment with 3 friends. Now that was another big discussion. Weeks, lots of soul searching, lots of telephone calls. There were no internet or emails in those days. Lots of conversations with my parents. What helped was they knew my friends. They knew some of my friends' parents. And so eventually they agreed I could do that. Now, we were a disaster. None of us knew how to cook. We didn't have any common sense between us. But thankfully, one of the girls' parents had business contacts who managed to find us a flat. So eventually, we got launched into more independent living. Now, why doesn't that happen for more people with intellectual disability? First of all, where are the opportunities to continue to study? Now, they're beginning to develop. There are university courses. There are people getting university diplomas and degrees. There are college courses. More people are getting qualifications and entry to third-level education, but not enough. The good thing is that once people get in, they begin to make changes from the inside. I know some of the people I know back home in Belfast got into the local further education college, and they did an inclusion audit on the whole college and changed a lot of the rules and a lot of the ways that people behaved. Families in Ireland persuaded Trinity College to start an institute on intellectual disability that included people with intellectual disability, both as students and as experts. So change is happening and change is possible. I moved 350 kilometers away. If you rely on personal support, that needs to be flexible. It needs to come with you. How does that happen? Across boundaries of municipalities, regions, countries. Still, in Europe, people are struggling to move their package of support, if they've been lucky enough to get it, to those other places. But that's why we're here, is to signal the changes, that the changes are needed. The CRPD did not introduce any new human rights. It just explained how the same rights everybody has apply to people with disabilities and the extra support that's needed to make them a reality. So let's think hard about how we can make those changes happen and the support that it takes from the earliest age. I think it was Roberto who talked about going beyond the boundaries of Italy with this conference. And I noticed a couple of weeks ago, the Princess of Wales was visiting Italy. She was visiting Emilia-Romagna to look at early education because Italy leads in that area. And she talked about how important it was for children to be part of their community from those earliest years and to have the opportunity to learn alongside other children and to begin the work of inclusion from those first early years and early steps. We also recognize that families have a big part to play. Families work invisibly, incredibly hard, and have been the agents of change and the drive for inclusion that have got us this far. But they need more support and help. But I said it wasn't going to be a big speech, so I better stop there.
Maureen, a lot has changed in the last 10 years. What do we need to do to build a better future?
Thank you, Alice. That's what we're doing. That's what you're doing. And that's what these 3 days are all about. We can't overestimate the value of associations like ANFAS and the international activities of inclusion in making the world a better place. But it starts very locally. It starts with reaching out to those young parents who've a child with a developmental or intellectual disability, reaching out to self-advocates. We know we're living in a world with a growing epidemic, perhaps pandemic, of loneliness, and that having friends, having connections is what makes life worth living, and also helps to provide some of the practical support that we all need. So the value of our associations is greater than ever. The need is greater than ever. But we need to adapt. We need to find ways of communicating with each other. So I'm sure there are loads of people in this audience with experience of how to use new communication tools, examples of how you've reached out to get more people involved in your movement. So starting at the local, finding people willing to take responsibility, bringing on leaders. Alice, what are your thoughts on bringing on leaders and self-advocacy and supporters?
Yes, it's very important for me. My parents, she support me. That is why here, and I'm coming up for self-advocates with intellectual disabilities to have power and not be afraid and going for your rights, for your work, for your life, and for yourself.
And I think you're demonstrating that by being here, speaking up, and speaking in English when your home language is Dutch. I think an extra round of applause for Alice, her bravery and her great ability.
She's fantastic in speaking English, really.
Maria, do you want to add some thoughts about associations and the value of our movement and what we need to do?
I think it's really very important that we stay together and we work together, because every one of us thinks that what he lives in his own country is the reality, but it's not. What we have to do is to put together all what we are experiencing and try new ways for the future, because I'm sure that we have to look in front of us and to find something new, something different, a new way to be together. It was fantastic to see how many people wanted to speak on the microphone. And after the first one, another one take a little bit more courage and so on. And I'm sure that if I would have continued there, everybody would have liked to speak, which means that we have to give them a voice. They have to be able to speak, and we have to listen to them, because they have a lot of ideas, and sometimes we say we don't have time to listen to them. No, we have to stop and listen to them, always.
So as Alice was saying, we have we have 2 types of sessions, and then the 3rd day. So you will, in the days ahead, have other plenaries like this, with everybody in the room, listening, hopefully also talking and asking questions. We will have smaller workshops where there's more opportunity to talk and get into subjects in more depth. And then on the final day, we will bring it all together and hopefully we will come away from this conference with new resolution. Maybe not a Rome Declaration, it will not be a Rome Declaration, that's for sure, maybe not a Vicenza Declaration, but renewed commitment to what we're going to do and what we're going to do differently in the years ahead. Because we must move with the times, we must recognize the reality of what's happening around us, we must use new tools. In these 3 days, I want to watch out for the bright spots, those little beacons that pop up. And I think if we're all doing that and we see all these bright spots, and almost every single person in this room, I believe, represents a bright spot. You're all here because of your experience, and you have important experience to share. So let's look at all those bright spots, and then as Christina was saying and Ellis was saying, make friends, join those dots, and let's see the bigger picture, a bigger and brighter picture for the whole of Europe. Now we're getting very close to lunchtime, and I don't want to delay you, but if anybody, we've been talking about listening, so if anybody has a couple of burning questions or comments they would like to make, we can maybe take them.
Yeah. Yes, thank you, because it's a little bit difficult for me. Thank you.
I might be too hungry, Milan, and not want to have any burning questions.
Chi vuole iniziare?
Thank you. Én nem kérdezni, én hozzászólni szeretnék. Hogy nekem ez a 3 nap, ez azt jelenti, hogy amiket itt megtanultam, azokat a honfitársaimnak elmondom a hazai önérvényesítőknek, hogy mégis milyen reménysugrakat viszek hozzá a döntéshozóknak.
It's not a question, it's a comment. What I'm planning to bring home from this conference is to learn and then to share in my country with other self-advocates. And as it was mentioned earlier, these flames of hope and brightness I'm planning to bring home.
Thank you, Laszlo. It's a long way around. Oh,
hi, I'm from California, and my son's up there somewhere.
Welcome.
But from the moment he was born with Down syndrome. We never listened to what the doctors said or what the school said. We just created our own inclusive life. And now Brandon, he works for a large company without a job coach. He's in human resources. He's on board of directors for TASH and California TASH. And he spent 6 years on the National Down Syndrome Society board of directors. So we're super excited just to meet new people here and to hear about what other people are doing in their countries. on inclusion.
Thank you. And a very important point about expectations. Don't let people tell you what your son or daughter can and can't do. Keep expecting that they will live a good and full life and identify the support that it takes to make that happen. There was another question down the middle here.
Good morning, I'm Sarah, and I want to answer one question. You made the question, what brings you in this conference? It brings me that in these 2 days we're talking about people with disability. So I am a girl with autism, and I hope that everybody being so strong. Thank you.
Thank you. Be strong and let's get stronger.
Ja, ich bin der Oswald Völlerer. Ich komme aus Wien, also aus Vienna. Ihr Selbstvertreter von ganz Europa. Es wird euch wirklich sehr, sehr viel kämpfen, um eher Rechte zu bekommen. Es sollte auch schauen, dass auch andere Selbstvertreter mit einbeziehen.
Yeah, here I am Osif, coming from Vienna, Austria, and I'm self-advocate, and you have to struggle more to get more support and to connect together.
Lasst euch nicht unterkriegen von den Politikern. Kämpft um eure Rechte, weil wir sind ja selbstbestimmt und nicht fremdbestimmt. Nichts über uns ohne uns.
Be strong, fight for your rights. Yeah, go to politicians, and nothing over us about. Oh, sorry, you know what I mean.
Absolutely. Thank you. I traveled on the same train as Ozzy yesterday, and I learned that Ozzy was awarded a medal by the city of Vienna for his campaigning and advocacy work on behalf of people with intellectual disabilities. So let's give Ozzy some recognition for his hard work. He practices what he preaches. He has been talking to politicians and has been very successful. Thank you. Can we take one more? Sorry, Milan, we're back on this side.
So anybody closer?
No, you have to run. Sorry, you have your microphone.
No, intanto chiedo, cioè meglio che parlo in italiano o in inglese? Chiedo intanto. Ok. No, vabbè, insomma sono qua perché comunque intanto mi faccio un'esperienza nuova, poi insomma è anche la prima volta a Vicenza, per me è il primo incontro di Europe in Action e spero anch'io, come hanno detto già altri, di potermi arricchire con cose nuove anche sul tema della neurodivergenza, che è un tema a me caro. Comunque io pure sono un ragazzo con una forma di autismo e io comunque, cioè all'inizio ho faticato molto ad accettarmi, è stato tutto un percorso, insomma una storia lunga, però ho compreso quanto in realtà questa diversità, questa cosa che magari, come dicevano prima a inizio conferenza, che magari dicono poverini, insomma danno l'accezione negativa, in realtà a volte possa diventare un punto di forza, e spero che comunque un po' con i dibattiti, workshop eccetera si possano portare magari dei cambiamenti anche piccoli, che magari però possono innescare un po' un effetto domino e che portino a cambiamenti più concreti, più grandi, insomma, e mi auguro questo, insomma, fine.
Thank you. Thank you. I think we have to ask you to keep your questions and comments now for the workshops after lunch. They start at 2 o'clock. Any last comments from?
No, we can. What time is it, please? What time is it, please?
3 minutes left.
3 minutes. Ok, fra 3 minuti si mangia. L'ingresso, no, sono le informazioni importanti queste perché credo che interessino molti di noi e quindi il pranzo è nella hall.
Okay. Okay. Thank you all for participation in this session, and I wish you all a good conference. Thank you.
Tanti saluti. Thank you. Grazie.
Oh, give a proper hand to Christina, Maureen, and Alice. I think they did an amazing job asking everyone questions. Come on.
Deze is now out.
But we did okay. Yeah.
Fine. Not forget it. Eh? You're not forget it.
Thank you, Jen. Thank you, Alice. Will you be my support person?
Christina, can you just wait? Can we do a picture?
Ja. Oh, daar.